If we could get them out of our country, we have other countries that would take them. They could. It's no different than a prison system, except it would be a lot less expensive, and it would be a great deterrent. Send them to other countries. If we could go a step further, in other words, we're talking about getting the criminals out of our country that come in through other countries illegally, right? The illegal migrants, as I call them. Well, we have people that are just as bad as them in our country. If we could get them out, I'd be very happy.
Will Donald Trump ask Jamaica to take illegal Africans and Asians? And what would happen if this were to happen? Donald Trump is cracking down on illegal immigration like never before. His administration has already begun sending illegal African and Asian immigrants to countries like Costa Rica and Panama for temporary holding before deporting them to their home countries. But could Jamaica be next? Could Trump pressure the Jamaican government into becoming a holding bay for illegal migrants? And if this were to happen, what would be the consequences? Let's dive deep into this unfolding geopolitical issue. Since returning to office, President Trump has ramped up efforts to remove illegal immigrants from U.S. soil. His administration's new strategy involves relocating migrants to third-party countries while they await deportation to their home nations. Countries like Costa Rica and Panama have already been included in these arrangements, with agreements in place to hold migrants temporarily. Trump's tough stance on immigration extends to all regions, but there's a particular focus on African and Asian migrants entering the U.S. illegally. So, why Costa Rica and Panama? These countries have been strategic locations for U.S. immigration policy, offering a temporary solution to the problem of overcrowded U.S. detention centers. The agreements allow migrants to be processed offshore before being sent back to their countries of origin. These arrangements help the U.S. manage immigration more effectively while also benefiting these host nations through financial incentives. Could the same model be applied to Jamaica? Jamaica has long had close diplomatic ties with the United States. From trade agreements to military cooperation, Jamaica is seen as an ally in the Caribbean. Given its location and stable government, could the U.S. approach Jamaica with a similar deal? If Trump offers financial incentives or diplomatic perks, would the Jamaican government be tempted to accept? And if so, what would this mean for the country? If Jamaica were to agree to such an arrangement, there could be major implications. Here are some possible consequences. Number 1. Economic impact. The U.S. might offer financial aid, but would it be enough to cover the cost of housing, feeding, and monitoring thousands of migrants? How would this impact Jamaica's already strained economy? 2. Social and cultural tensions. Would an influx of migrants lead to cultural clashes? How would Jamaicans react to a growing population of African and Asian immigrants with no direct ties to the island? 3. Security concerns. Managing thousands of people in a temporary holding facility could create security risks. Could crime rates increase? Would Jamaica have the resources to ensure proper oversight? 4. Diplomatic ramifications. Would Jamaica be seen as a U.S. pawn, damaging its reputation with other nations? How would China and African nations react to Jamaica cooperating with Trump's policies? Jamaica's government would have a critical decision to make. Would they reject Trump's proposal outright or negotiate for economic benefits? And how would the Jamaican public react? Historically, Jamaicans have been vocal about their concerns regarding immigration and foreign influence. Would protests erupt? Would opposition parties use this as a rallying point against the government? While Trump hasn't yet officially proposed sending illegal African and Asian immigrants to Jamaica, the possibility isn't far-fetched. Given the precedent set with Costa Rica and Panama, Jamaica could find itself in a tough position if such a request were made. The economic, social, and political stakes are high. What do you think? Should Jamaica ever consider such a deal? Let us know in the comments below.